when nothing truly mattered and we hadn't had a clue. We fell into play the game, nothing would ever be the same. There were times when there was laughter, there were times when there was joy, but they took it all away for the pleasure in our pain. Welcome to our whole new world. Shine a light on everything. Please don't be scared for what we know. Welcome to our whole new world. All the lion tried to hide away from the scars we made. This is your chance to understand we did not design this plan that was built for you. This is my warning, this is your sign that you can't go running high. We will fight for you, you know it to be true. Welcome to our whole new world. Shine a light on everything. Please don't be scared for what we know. Welcome to our whole new world. All the lions tried to hide away from the scars we made. From the scars we Welcome to our whole new world. Shine a light on everything. Please don't be scared for what we made. Welcome to our whole new world. Shine a light on everything. Please don't be scared for what we made. Welcome to our whole new world. All the lions tried to hide away from the scars we made. Welcome to
And welcome back to TV for another RSR Next Generation Cup Series race, live from the simulated Las Vegas Motor Speedway, where the RSR Next Gen boys are going to go 135 laps around this 1.5 mile facility for the Whitewater Express 200. The weather on the track right now, 90 degrees on the surface, 72 degrees in the skies. Very, very low percentage of humidity today at only 20%. Cloudy and a decent amount of wind gusts, up to 10, maybe even 11 mile an hour winds on the forecast here this evening. So maybe a little bit of a challenge to tackle around as they are in the second to final race of the 2024 season. And my name is Jeremy Stanley, aka Jay Swifty on the interwebs. To my right-hand side, co-partner slash producer slash whatever you want to call this man. He's the jack of all trades for the Nerd TV crew. Dustin Logston, what's up?
Hey man, looking to see these RSR boys tackle Las Vegas, Jeremy. Way back in the day when we ran and managed racing leagues and series, this was always my pick. Forget Homestead for the championship race. Forget Phoenix for the championship race. My pick was always Las Vegas because every driver going for the championship has to gamble it at Las Vegas to win that title. So excellent facility. These cars should be doing around this track. It's a fast facility. I expect some long green flag runs, good close racing side by side. And I'm wondering if we're going to see some pit strategy and some fuel mileage that might come into play as well, like what we had seen in the Global Racing League Truck Series at Iowa. That was a really cool one. If you guys didn't get a chance to catch that on Sunday, that was a phenomenal fuel strategy, probably with these RSR boys.
Yeah, I missed that race. You had Matt Keach on the microphone this past Sunday, and he was telling me 94 laps.
96. 96. So they could stretch it to 90 safely, just running it regular, but Michael Hayes was able to squeak out, staying up front leading an extra 6 laps of fuel. Freaking phenomenal. And hopefully we can see stuff like that tonight.
Yeah, I know these guys run a 70% fuel tank, not 100%, so you won't see the numbers that high, but it'd be still kind of cool to see maybe someone go for the one-stop strategy, kind of like an F1 style race where you're definitely going to have the 2 stoppers and you're going to have the 1 stopper if this thing does go green the entire way. We got just over a minute or under a minute left in practice, and there was some breaking news over this past week for the RSR Next Gen boys, and it really kind of shook up the point standings. 5 drivers out, so it cycles the top 10 completely different, and I'm going to give you that rundown right now. Robert Fitzpatrick Jr. in the 12 is going to lead the way. First in points, Richie Coyne second, only 4 points out. Kevin Ruff is in third, Adam Boughton fourth, Gage Wenzel in fifth, Brandon Gagnon in sixth, Tony Ludi seventh, Alexander Hodge eighth, Travis Strogeny ninth, and Brian Fine. That's your top 10. So if you heard your favorite driver, those 10 drivers are in the playoffs. So a little bit of a mix up here. It's going to open the field up for some maybe a potential first-time winner. Maybe someone else has a fresh set of, a fresh mindset on things coming into the night. We might see some good racing besides, all of the stuff you talked about.
Yeah, championship implications right now. I mean, we got a lot going on. We've got this week and then next Tuesday. Hey, we're going to be crowning an RSR Next Gen Cup Series champion next Tuesday. It's going to be fantastic, but they have to get through Las Vegas tonight with the best finish they possibly can. They have to maximize those points, Jeremy. So tonight is going to be a very important, pivotal race for these guys.
Yeah, 100% here. And these guys are now in the qualifying session, so it's our time to get our cameras off your screens. We're going to focus on the fastest guy in practice, and Dustin, the number 71 of Gino Mero. Remember, he last month kind of had a little breakout, back-to-back wins, kind of showcasing his talents, and he's had a couple of weeks now that's been not so much there, but back on the saddle, P1 in practice. We're going to see if we can ride along the 71. In the meantime, since he's still taking time to load in, third place car on the track, Christopher James in the 21 will focus on this white and orange Gatorade Ford Mustang here as he's getting onto his warm-up off of turn number 4. This will start his first lap.
Yeah, and you were talking about Gino Morrow. Just talk about momentum. Had back-to-back wins, and it wasn't on similar tracks, Jeremy. It was back-to-back wins on a road course and then on a speedway. So it really showed his versatility out there for the rest of these guys. And he's been doing very well, running very strong. A couple slip-ups, and a couple of the races and everything else, getting caught up in incidents and everything, but showing a lot of speed here at Las Vegas already. But you got to keep in the back of the mind, there's these drivers that are trying to show that they have a means and a reason to be running up here with the RSR guys, but then you also have those championship 10 that are fighting for that title. It is just those 10. One of those 10 drivers will be crowned the champion after next Tuesday. So it's a lot of racing going on right now. Racing for the race win, racing for points for the series championship. Jeremy, it's going to get fun.
Yeah, and really the top 4 or 5 really have a good chance at it for sure. 6 through 10, they got to have some dominoes fall their way to get there. Of course, I said Robert Fitzpatrick, he's leading the thing. Second place is tied, technically. Richie Coy, Kevin Ruff, the 19 and the 99. They're only 4 points out of Robert Fitzpatrick. It's a really close margin. Then Adam Boughton sitting in 4th. He is 18 points out. And then Gage Wenzel in 5th, looking to be 28 points out. So with 2 races left, 28 points is doable.
Jeremy.
Is definitely doable. But what do you have there?
So out of everybody you just stated, as far as championship contenders, Fitzpatrick Jr. is currently sitting P2. Boughton, P3 on the board. Wenzel, P6 on the board. So you want to talk about these championship drivers pulling out all the stops? They're already up there trying to put down the fast times. Yes, Timothy Watson currently holds a top spot right now at a 30.06, but these championship drivers, no track position is ever that vital when it comes to this. So they are putting it up there and putting it out there already tonight. They don't want to be messing around tonight. Bonus points are going to be key, so we're going to find out exactly what these drivers can do.
And we're watching Gino Mero's roof camera right now at the line. Fastest time was a 30.152. Fastest on lap 2 is going to put him P7 on the boards. It looks like Timothy Watson, you've already said, he's currently holding that top spot. But that's only by 7/1000ths of a second. Really close times really for the top 4, all within that 0.0 bracket. They're kind of cycling through some of the cars. You just saw a flash of Richie Coy's 19 car. He's not in a red and white car tonight. Nope. You pointed it out. A little bit of a nickname. Lucky Lemon, Las Vegas.
Gotta have a little luck when you come to Las Vegas. And we've known Richie Coy for a long time now. And you and I were talking during before broadcast and production went live, and we both kind of felt that was planned to bring a little bit of luck to Las Vegas tonight.
Yeah, 100%. I feel like he has a strong chance there. Jump into the YouTube chats before we go green flag. BH iRacing saying Gino gonna get it done. So he's calling on the 71 to get the checkered flag this evening. Of course, Michelle Rittenberry joining in every single Tuesday. Let's go, Kevin, and the front row team. And then Dalton Wicker, of course, driving the car and doing the chat stuff, saying, what's up, guys? Let's have a good one. We are definitely looking forward to it, Dalton. I think we're going to have an excellent one. So, 135 laps at Vegas. This place, we've seen it prior, Dustin, and you saw it this past Sunday on the Nerd TV broadcast for Global. Vegas somehow produces excellent side-by-side racing, not just for a couple laps, but it could be for like a half a run plus.
Yeah, and it really can. I mean, and it can sustain. That is the crazy thing, it can sustain when things are going well, and as long as the drivers are clean with it. I mean, it's an amazing facility. Let's just put it that way.
Really is. All together collectively. It is a great facility, but it is time to go down the starting order for the Whitewater Express 200. On the pole, Timothy Watson in the 43 to his outside P2, Richie Coy. Row number 2, you're going to find Bob Fitzpatrick to his outside in 4th, Adam Boughton. Row 3, 5th place, Alexander Hodge. In 6th place will be Jack Simpson. Row 4 will be Gino Mero in 7th, Gage Wenzel in 8th. Row 5 will be Jonathan Cogswell in 9th, Christopher James in 10th. Row 6, Kevin Ruff in 11th, Brandon Gang in 12th. Row 7, Dalton Wicker in 13th, Tony Ludi in 14th. Row 8, Corey Denk in 15th, Kane Lee in 16th. Row number 9 will be Michael Sheffield 17th, Michael Carter 18th. Row 10, Nick Alford in 19th, Jerry Culver in 20th. And then the final 2 cars not posting qualifying time will be sorted by iRating. That'll be Dwayne Furtick in the 25 and 21st. And Robert Fitzpatrick Sr., the points leader, not going to post time.
No.
He's going to do this thing from last to first.
You're saying senior. Junior is the points leader. He's starting P3.
I got me all mixed up.
You got it all mixed up.
Don't listen to me. Look at this. That's the number 3 car. I got you, boys.
I got you.
When I see Bob and Robert, I know they're the same, but they're not. How do you get Robert or Bob out of vice versa? Like, who came? I know Will and William, sure, but Robert and Bob, I don't know who came up with that. But either way, we got some racing to call here. We're about to drop the green flag here in Las Vegas. Who's going to be the lucky one tonight to secure the victory? Will it be a points contender? Will it be someone that wants to throw a spoiler into the mix? Pace truck down. Cars are at the ready. Getting into the Geico restart zone. Green flag. Here we go. 135 laps for the Whitewater Express 200. 43 and the 19 dead heat. Down the front straightaway, headed off into turn number 1. The field's going to remain 2x2 all the way through. 43 with the inside advantage momentarily. But Richie Coy in the second lane is going to get a good launch off corner X. It goes back to side by side. A couple cars on the inside, including Gino Maroscatter on the backstretch into turn 3.
Yeah, turn 3, and you're going to see the corners just scatter like that. Because, I mean, again, progressive banking, Jeremy. This is one of those progressive banking tracks. These drivers can take multiple lines. We got 3 wide right now. Alexander Hodge in the middle. You got Gino Morrow below. You got Gage Wenzel up top. That gets sorted out. They go back to 2 wide. Gino not wasting any time to try to move forward as Richie Coy is taking the lead under a lot of pressure, though, from the 43 of Timothy Watson. And a lot of moving and a shaking right now between Alexander Hodge and Gino Morrow.
Yeah, decent amount of movement here off of turn number 4 to complete the second lap. 19, Richie Coy. He's going to lead that lap. Barely Adam Boughton trying to get some points here. Barely gets to nose with the 19. Looks like he's on the attack. He's going to collect the front spot here off of turn 2. Going to try to be the 3rd different leader in the first 3 laps of this event. 43, 19. Now it looks to be the 94. Driving all the way up to that 3rd lane along with Gino and 21 of Christopher James off of turn 4. Richie's going to give it a try, but nope. To the 94, to the point.
Yeah, Adam Boughton to the point. 3rd different leader in as many laps in tonight's event. But, Jeremy, I got to wonder, what is that going to do to the tires? We know, little looseness out of the 71 there. Looks like he might have got down on the apron. That's going to kind of slow things up a little bit. It's going to allow Jack Simpson to look to the inside of Timothy Watson. Watson, who has fallen down to the 5th position right now after starting on the pole. But back to my previous statement is, what is that going to do to the tires on here? We know that Highline has got that is much faster. It's got that corner exit speed like you wouldn't believe. But, Jeremy, after, say, 30, 35 laps of running, what are these tires going to look like on these Gen 7s?
That's an excellent question, and we're going to find out ourselves. I personally have not drove this car at this track in probably a year. So I don't know what that tire wear looks like. They've
Look
had
at this
tire
racing.
update. 3 wide. Brandon Gagnon below the white line. Remember, if you go down there, it is up to you to merge safely. Calvin does not have to give the room, but he gracefully does so. They still remain 3 wide through turns 1 and turn 2. Finally going 2 wide here. Bob Fitzpatrick in the 3, really slow off of turn 2. Got choked up there. He's going to get passed by the 80 of Cogswell, the 91 of Kane Lee. They go single file through 3 and 4, and you still see a lot of grouping in here, Dustin, 6 laps in.
Oh, yeah, you can throw a blanket over about 15 of these cars. It is so close right now. But again, 7 laps in, but, we're getting closer to that 10-lap mark, and the racing is still so close as it sits. Right now, Gino worked his way up to that top spot. He got his way around the 94 of Adam Boughton, but Boughton all over that back bumper. Not giving up yet, still keeping the pressure on. Then we have a little bit of distance back to Richie Coy and company. That's Jack Simpson and Timothy Watson back behind him. So, Jeremy, we've seen this before with a number of different drivers. pace is so important at a track like this, especially if it can have the potential of going long green flag runs. Pace is ever important. You don't want to use your stuff up early on because then you're not going to have squat from the mid part of the run to the end of the run if it goes long.
Yeah, 100% there. Gino did take the lead, so that's going to be your fourth leader. 3 lead changes tonight. And it's continuing to cycle through here as we're looking at now the top 2 breakaway. Jack Simpson in the 24. His team, him and Gage Wenzel, have been picking up a lot of speed recently. They're residing right now in 4th place and 8th at the moment. Gage Wenzel getting passed by Cogswell and Kane Lee both until they get the turn 3. He's going to try to keep the momentum off of turn 3 and 4. Cogswell's going to slow him down maybe just a little bit, allowing Kane Lee to hold that position at the line. 2x2 there for those 2 cars for just around the 10th place here. Everybody else single file for the most part. A couple cars too wide back in the pack, but coming off of turn 2, Alexander Hodge there giving up a lot of room on the inside, going to slow up his corner exit.
Yeah, and that's what's so tough about running that inside lane, Jeremy. If that driver on the high side really wants to play defense, because you can play defense here. If they really want to play defense, they can choke up that driver on the inside lane. They can get close to them, not allowing their car to take that natural exit arc off of the corner, and it forces that inside driver to have to throttle that car down. So that may be something later in the stages that you might see for drivers. Oh, a little bit of contact there between Cogswell and Hodge. And these two have been going at it right now. It looks like Kane Lee's going to put himself right smack dab in the middle of it. Almost a 3-wide situation. We are 3 wide.
3 wide, close call. Christopher James right up across the front bumper of Cogswell. Off of turn 4. Back to turn 1 here. Still 2x2 in this grouping here, which the top 10 spot seems to always be that action-packed area on the racetrack. On the backstretch, headed off the turn 3. Dage's going to cut down in front of Gage, going to choke him up a little bit there. Goes to the bottom. Christopher James, Kane Lee on the top. Alexander's going to slide up the track just a little bit, a little tight for the 11. It's 3 wide once more on the front stretch.
Yeah, 3 wide, and that was the 80 of Cogswell getting out of sorts. And Wenzel went to the inside, and at the same time, Kane Lee and that Dollar Tree Chevy Camaro went to the outside, so it was like the mixture of perfect storms. And just like that, Jeremy, the storm has settled down, and we're single file now. We really don't see side by side until right back here, and that's going to be Brandon Gagnon and Michael Carter racing it out side by side right now. That's going to be for that 13th position, just outside the top 10.
Still 3 wide, the same 3. Over a lap later,
No.
43 finally gives it up as soon as I talk about him, Dustin. Can you believe that? So they go back 2 wide here on the back straightaway. Not to keep talking about the same people, but when you see 3 wide, you have to call it out. 21 getting a little flirty with the 36's door panel off the corner exit. They still remain contactless off of turn 4.
And
Back
Jeremy,
to turn number 1.
it's going to stay like that. The drivers are going to keep pushing the issue and getting close like that until one time it'll bite a driver or 2 in the butt, and that's when we're going to see a boomer button box caution. And then drivers will start calming it down a little bit because they realize, okay, that's pushing it just a hair too far. But until then, right now, the drivers are doing such a good job maintaining. Oh, Alexander Hodge, really loose out of turn 4, coming off there as he tried to pull it down around Kane Lee.
Really loose there for the number 11. His tires are probably hot for the next lap or 2. And Dustin over here calling out the boomer button box caution. He's expecting one. I heard that. So we'll have to see how that turns out. Chris Dixon on the YouTube side saying, let's go 83. That's referring to Brandon Gagnon. Currently, that driver holds, going down my list here. 15th. He dropped down a little bit there. He was up there close to the top 10, but he's fallen back a little bit at the moment. There he is on your screen in front of Jerry Culver in the 13. Dustin, we're going to shout out one of our series sponsors, the one that allows us to do this every single Tuesday. Series sponsor, BestOne Tire and Service. So if you're looking for that one-stop automotive and repair tire shop, BestOne Tire and Service helps you get new tires, tire repairs, and auto service you need from the people you can trust. And check them out by headed yourself to bestonetire.com and then click on the nearest location to you. And if they're within the area, about an hour or so, I'd say go check them out. Well worth your time.
Yeah, absolutely. Been a supporting sponsor now for the BestOne Cup Series over here at RSR for the last 2 seasons now. And I gotta say, from Tony Ludi, that is an awesome looking nationwide scheme. It, if Junior was out on the track with this car version right here, that would have been a beautiful design. I know you and I go back and forth. I'm not a big fan of the numbers being towards the front, but I agree, if utilized properly and that space is used, it can look really, really good. And that 88, I definitely think does it for sure.
Yeah, it's definitely great placement. Absolutely. I will definitely agree with you on that notion. And I don't know if you heard, Dustin. Not to be sidetracked from anything. Speaking of Junior,
I heard it's going to be at Florence, bringing back the number 8 Budweiser. Did you see the price of the diecast on sale right now at shopjuniornation.com? $140 for the diecast.
I know those late model stocks are so detailed because Junior's been working really closely with the creation of this model. $140, man. You better get a signature on that windshield.
Yeah, it's a steep price. And Jeremy, while we were covering all the action, it looks like Gino having a little blinky, but Gino under fire right now. So Adam Boughton has fallen back to 4th. Gino Morrow under the attack right now from the 19 of Richie Coy, and right behind him is the 24 Jack Simpson. Simpson's going to go way inside right now. He's going to take this thing 3 wide. Richie Coy in the center. Richie Coy looks like he's going to back it out.
Oh, no.
Richie Coy goes to that high side. Morrow still holds it. And, man, I tell you what. If Jack Simpson would have held off about another lap, Richie Coy and Jack would have been by the 71 of Gino, and he could have went to the attack. Yeah, that was very, very tight racing there going through. But this is what I was talking about. If you recall, the 94 and the 71, the 94 Boughton, 71 of Marrow, they were, and look at how loose Gino is off turn 2. They were running hard and got up to the front fast, Jeremy. I think we might be seeing the downside of overheated tires right now because they are not able to hold and maintain the way that Richie Coy and Jack Simpson are right now.
And the 71-19, they're both on ice skates. And yeah, the 24 Jack Simpson, a little too aggressive. He had the speed. He just didn't have the patience.
Woo!
Oh, Richie Coy getting loose, speaking of driving on ice. He's still left to right on the way. Oh, and Adam Boughton in the 94 hard into the outside wall for corner exit turn 2. As he goes on to the top plane there. Quickly going back to the top 3. Here comes Jack Simpson. Passes Richie on the outside. There's the patience move. You don't go 3 wide. You pick them off one at a time. Your car is clearly faster. Now he's going to look to the inside, get the fresh air on the nose of his Chevrolet. Sponsored by 213 Simware, who was gracious enough to help partner the Friday broadcast we did for Team Rubicon. But he's in 2nd place. He's trying to become the 6th different leader, or 5th different leader this evening. But Richie not holding back. He's back to the inside. Going to take that 2nd spot again.
Yeah, and right in front of them, off of turn 4, Gino got a little bit of wall tag again. So right now, side by side, close racing between the 19 and 24. Jeremy, you couldn't even walk between those cars. They're racing so hard, trying to get up in front of the 71, still side by side. Off into turn 3, they're still tracking side by side. Look at barely any space. Wow. Oh, man, and Alexander Hodge got loose out of 4, was able to save it, though.
There it is. First boomer button box caution, not from the guys that are racing hard. Oh, it's the 94 out of Boughton. Chase playoff driver.
Oh, this is going to have implications right here depending on the damage, but he's going to have a lot of work to make up regardless. And Jeremy, passing, as you can tell, is so difficult at this track. So this is huge right now for playoff implication for that 94, and that's really gonna hurt. Did you see what I seen, Jeremy? Did you see what I seen?
Did you see the Team Yellow Cone getting destroyed?
I did. I seen the Team Yellow Cone getting destroyed, and that's not going to be good. We're going to ride on board here. Goes off into turn 3, riding that high line, goes to turn it down, and you can see that car's already loose and out of sorts, and he just rides the wave down. Not an issue. Still not an issue until right up here, and he knows it. He's got it locked. He's trying. No bueno. That is going to be an unsafe pit entry. Minimum 40-second hold in the box for the 94. That is big-time playoff implications, Jeremy.
Yeah, that was huge. I know he was trying to overcorrect and whatnot. If he would just yanked the wheel left in hindsight, he would have been on pit road at pit speed. But he didn't have intentions to go down pit road to save his lap, so he wanted to go the fast route to the outside of that cone and split it directly down the middle. So yeah, he will be on that hold. He will, because it's caution, I don't know if he'll go lap down. Probably not. I think he'll be still on the lead lap.
No, it has to be a green flag. It is a 40-second green flag hold.
40-second green. That explains why he pulled out of the box so
That's
quick.
right.
So yeah, that will put him one lap down. Let's see if they allow him to pull down pit road as the green flag is flying.
That would be the
allow it.
That would be the best bet. It
would save you so much time, right? That would probably keep you almost on the lead lap.
Yeah, I mean, you would need another boomer button box caution. And what Jeremy's talking about, folks, is when you have a 40-second green flag hold or any hold at that point, it has to be done under green flag conditions. That means if the yellow flag is flying, and you can see the iRacing iFlag icon in the top right now says first caution. It's flying. You can see Barney the flag man. He has that caution flag in hand. It has to be green. So the best thing for the 94 of Adam Boughton to do right now would be to start right where he is at, dead last, hold back on that start until the leaders hit the Geico restart zone and get the green flag, and at that exact moment, dive down to that inside pit road, go in and serve your 40-second hold, rather than wait for these cars to get up to speed. May still go a lap down, but it's going to save him a little bit of time because these cars will not be up to full speed.
Yeah, 100% there. Great explanation. Jumps into the YouTube. We got a couple of Jerry Culver fans. Dan Church saying, let's go Jerry Culver number 13. And Michael Strickland saying, Jerry.
Hey.
I think that's the wrong Jerry chat for this, but what? What's up?
I'm just saying, you know what? This is a perfect time. We love giving people some screen time. When you shout them out, that's why when we love to put them on the screen. It's something that we can do that the real guys doing NASCAR broadcasts cannot. So, put Jerry on the screen a little bit. I love it.
I just realized he has like a simulated cracked back window piece right behind the driver window.
He does.
That's kind of a cool touch. Just now I noticed that because you gave him screen time. Because you're so everly nice to that person. I'm everly nice? I'm creating words out here, but look at the restart from Gino Mero. Oh my, 5-6 car lengths like they were sitting still. And you can get away with it at Vegas. You can break away here. Jack Simpson in second. Let's see what he can do on a front. Oh, we got a car in the wall. Jonathan Cogswell, the number 80. Hits the outside wall right in front of Brandon Gagnon. He's going to check them up. They're going to go 3 wide. Kevin Ruff in the middle. As you see the camera panning through 3 and 4. Cars spaced out all over the place. As they get to the front straightaway. Still dusting. Very, very crowded front stretch.
Oh, Brandon Gagnon went from uptown to downtown and decided to cut right through the 99 real estate, just skimming him, just missing it. So, right, that's I tell you what, that's what Vegas does, though. That progressive banking allows you to get that done and make those moves. But, I mean, you have to be committed. At that point in time, if the 83 of Gagnon would not, if he would have stuttered even the least little bit, we would have been seeing another boomer button box caution.
Yeah, very well could have there. Still pretty crowded, congested through the front stretch. A couple laps after the green flag is flown. The
Culver
top
in the
6 or
center.
7.
3
Here we
wide.
go. Speaking of Jerry, able to clear him though. He's going to go 2 wide again. Now single file for himself.
Woo.
Headed off into turn 3.
He didn't hesitate either. He went in there juiced. I call him juiced up Jerry. I mean, he didn't even hesitate. He seen the opening and he was right there. And I mean, he made that pass fast. And that's at tracks like this, that's what you want to do, Jeremy. You want to take it 3 wide and you want to get the pass done and get out of that situation as fast as possible.
There's no way you just called him juiced up Jerry.
Absolutely, I did.
All right, well, juiced up Jerry. There's the nickname to finish off the 2024 season.
Hey, you're making up words. Let's make up nicknames too. Why not? We have fun up here.
All right, yeah, we got premature Patrick up on the flag stand, juiced up Jerry in 13, and Cornfield Marrow still leading the thing P1 in his Smart Food Chevrolet Camaro. Oh, sorry, if it's 2025, it's the Chevrolet ZL1. And that's coming up soon.
The Smart Foods popcorn car. So is it safe to say that right now Gino Marrow is popping?
As the kids would say, you can progress, yes.
Right
He's
now,
also popping in and out of,
I was gonna say,
of existence.
I was gonna say, yeah, he is. He's shooting up particles like he would be shooting out popcorn kernels. Oh man, we have too much
fun. Put the 71 in the microwave. Like,
oh, look how spaced out, Jeremy. First and second are gone, okay? Marrow and Simpson are gone. They're in their own zip code. Alexander Hodge, he's on an island by himself, closely followed by the 36 of Gage Wenzel. And then you got the rest of the pack right now. So 5th place on through 10th. Literally right here in a little nutshell. That's your 5th through 10th. But they're so far off of the leaders right now, Jeremy, that that restart really spaced things out more than what I was expecting.
Yeah, I thought this would be a much closer set of cars 10 laps after a restart, but no. Here we are sitting at a bunch of really gapped out single file racing at the moment. I want to take our time to shout out a second partner that does not have a rotating commercial, and that's going to be Victory Fuel. Speaking of the car on your screen right there, Richie Coy driving the Lucky Lemon at Las Vegas. So if you're looking for a drink that's full of electrolytes, the absence of caffeine, and low sugar content, the Victory Fuel is that drink. It's a perfect drink to keep you hydrated, energized, and you can share it with anyone in your family. It's all healthy stuff, no artificial colors. Your kids can enjoy it, the whole family can enjoy it. And when I say it gives you energy it's not an energy drink. It's just the vitamins that kind of kick in and recharge the system a little bit. So you just naturally feel better, which is a little bit of a hint of energy that kicks in with it. So 3 great flavors. And actually, I just got the email today that Throttle Punch is sold out.
Sold out.
3 weeks.
Yeah.
3 weeks, Dustin. You can't buy it. It's so good.
Bad
you
news
can't
for
buy
me.
it. Bad news for you. But you know what? Lucky Lemon and Purple Potion still on the shelves. And you're going to find that at drinkvictory.com. Use the promotion code RSR. We'll save you 10%.
Absolutely. And I still have yet to try that Purple Potion, but I've heard so much about it. I know you love it.
Out.
I know Keach loves it, so I have a feeling I'm going to have to try to find a way to get my hands on some Purple Potion.
We're going to put one in your shopping cart tonight, whether if I swipe my card or you do. It's got to happen.
Oh, Jeremy. Oh, man. Oh, 21. Christopher James in the wall there. Tight racing between the 21 of James and the 8 of Carter. Brandon Gagnon was on the inside, and Cogswell had a front row seat to the whole thing. So this racing right now, Jeremy, so close as they're still sitting here trying to figure out what's going on. Richie Coy right now under attack, trying to get by the 11. Looks like he will. Timothy Watson's going to follow him through. And the door that Richie opened up, if I can talk, I am stumbling over my own words. He got me all excited about the Purple Potion, my man.
Speaking of Purple Potion, Steve, of course, when you talk about buying something for somebody, he pops in the chat. And he says, I want to try Victory Fuel. And right there, as soon as I was saying that, literally verbatim, he says, if Stanley is offering to buy, I need something. See, I'm telling you, I call these things. You just know what you know, you know? And then Win It Racing says, where's my boy Jerry at? I think Jerry purchased some fans out there tonight because he's got 3 people within a span of 10 minutes cheering his 13 on. And there he is. He's in turn 3. Currently mid-pack, 13th place for the 13 car. That makes perfect sense, right? So,
okay, you know what?
There he is.
Jerry Culver's picture. Jerry Culver's picture, my man. I got to give you respect and props. I mean, nothing says more, you know, just down to earth and not giving a crap out here for fun than Jerry Culver's picture. So I love it. I love it.
Gun in hand, a beard to make Santa jealous.
And I tell you what, Jerry's beard game. Props, man. He's got beard game for days. So props to my man Jerry.
With the overalls too. Is that a leather strap for those overalls? Like,
no, those are Carhartts,
styling,
man. Those are Carhartts. Come on. Well, you're down in Florida. Okay, I'm in the Midwest. I know Carhartts. It's good.
See, I'm not looking at it a full screen either, so you got a little bit better resolution on it. But either way, I'm glad you're able to kind of pick that out for me.
I got you, Jerry.
About a 15 by 15 pixel image, and I'm just staring at the thing, trying to figure out what's going on.
I got you, Jerry. I got you, my man.
There it is. Well, we made Wind It Racing happy. He said, "There he is. Jerry is the ma." I think he meant man. He just forgot to type the N, so we'll give that one to you. And Dustin, you got it on your screen right now. Jack Simpson has been trying all night long. He's got Popcorn Gino in front of him, and he's trying. He's wanting to lead this race for the first time. He's on a mission. He's been on the bumper for like 5 or 6 consecutive laps. And here we go. Great chance. He's going to go to the top, get the fresh air, the downforce. And there it is. He's going to have a great exit turn 4 at the line.
You get it.
There's your 5th different leader. Gino Mero Jack Simpson to the point.
Yeah, Jack Simpson. That was an excellent run through 3 and 4. And look at the wheel work. I was just about ready to say, look at the wheel work of the 71. That car's super loose as he had to try to keep it down low with the 24. And now that lead just extends out. Jack Simpson jumping Jack Simpson out to the front right now. And look at that. And wow, man, Gino is really yawing that Gen 7 out big time. That's the most I've actually seen these cars yaw out. So I would have to say right now, Gino is definitely loose and gone and loose and gone and definitely loose. Look at that, Jeremy. He is struggling big time.
Too much butter on the popcorn for the 71. As we're looking at the 24 lead this thing. We're going to kick it to our first picture-in-picture commercial break. We will be right back. And back full screen here. The lead is changing back and forth between the 71, the 24. It's Gino Mero and Jack Simpson. At the line, Jack going to get that lead for the second time tonight. 7 lead changes, actually 8 lead changes on the counter. Gino Mero has led a lap now 3 different times in this race. And after this lap here, will be the 4th time out of the 9 now lead changes.
Well, maybe.
Gino's to the point. It is a really close battle between the 71 and 24.
Yeah, and it has been since our entire commercial picture-in-picture break that we did. I mean, these guys have been going back and forth. It's, I mean, they've been putting on a real good show. I mean, Jack, this is one of the strongest runs and performances we've seen out of that 24 camp in a couple races. I mean, he's been solidly up in the top 10. But I mean, to be pressuring for the lead this often and this long, this, again, probably one of the most stellar performances out of the 24 camp thus far in the 2024 BestOne Cup Series, Cup Series over here at RSR.
Yeah, no, absolutely. He just continues to get a little bit better and better, just like Gino was doing. And then Gino finally got some wins, and he's been a pretty strong top 5, top 10 contender each week and week out. As you're now gapped about 2 car lengths, 71-24. It seems like when the 71 gets the fresh air on the nose, he gets extra loose. And then Jack gets to him, they pass. And then when the 71 gets behind the 24, his car tightens up. And he's able to drive back to Jack Simpson to get around him. And then he gets loose again.
We got pit stops coming right now.
We do?
Oh, yeah.
We absolutely do.
Bob Fitzpatrick Jr. Yeah, and Kevin Ruff. Your first takers down pit road, lap 59 of 135 scheduled laps tonight. And what I was going to say too, is these two are battling it out, Jeremy, and look who's closing in behind them. Richie Coy in the 19 and Gage Wenzel in the 36. These are your 2 highest championship runners right now, and they are closing in fast on your race leaders. Wow! Gage Wenzel super loose out of turn 2. Keeps a hold of it, though, and keeps on trucking.
And these guys are getting closer and closer to the race lead. That large gap from the leaders gone. Richie Coy, Gage Wenzel are there completing lap number 60. And I'm really surprised we saw Bob Fitzpatrick and Kavarev come down. That's 2 guys out of the whole field. It looks like they're going to be taking their pit stops. And we might be on the surface for a little bit longer before we see more cars come down. So it's going to be a difference of strategy. You've already talked about that in the pre-race show presented by Martin Sports. Richie Coy to the inside here. He's trying to take second place from Jack Simpson off 4.
Yeah, side by side, we've seen these two race side by side for a number of laps right now. Neck and neck as they go off into turn 1. Richie Coy sticks the inside right now. But one thing, Jeremy, that is a little different than last time is the 24, little wobbly there out of 2, is the 24 and 71 have been racing each other super hard. Richie Coy and Gage Wenzel have pretty much been following each other, not really pushing, not really anything else, just, taking laps down, just running their line. And that may be the difference maker here is Richie Coy now gets by the 24 and does it in a shorter amount of time than he had any previous time. 71 still having some connection issues. He's still blinky out.
He's definitely connecting with the race lead, that is for sure. He's led the most laps tonight. And I guess if you have a little bit of a popcorn situation on the interwebs and you're leading the laps, I guess you can do what you want to do. But I'm sure these guys like Jack and Richie are like, hey, admins, we got a blinker up here. Typically we send those to the back. What are we going to do with the 71? But it's just going in and out so quick. And it's not like every second or two, so I think he might be manageable enough.
Yeah,
Richie,
but like that.
He just reacts to it.
Well, because it was super close when he comes in, and that's the issue at hand is when he goes out, you don't know where he's at. And when he comes back in, like what happened out of turn 2, it was super close to Richie Coy, and he had to react because he doesn't want to make contact and he doesn't want to be involved in a wreck. There's championship implications going on right now. So that's what makes it tough for drivers like Richie Coy and Gage Wenzel and Jack Simpson who have been following the 71 with that blinking issue. It's when he's there, it's perfectly fine because they know where he's at. It's when he's not. That's the scary part.
Robert Fitzpatrick, senior in the 12, is on pit road. And then also the number 1, Michael Sheffield. 2 cars on pit road on lap 65 this time. Everybody else looks to remain on the racing surface. Coming around here, turn 3 and 4. I don't see any tankers this time or on the radios. So, Dustin, they're just slowly trickling in. But look at it. Richie Coy, last lap, did get the position. Mark that your 10th lead change, and the second time the 19 has led a lap tonight.
Absolutely, and that's what he wants to do, Jeremy. It's all about points. Right now, Richie Coy, Gage Winsel, they are doing everything right. Even count the 11 of Alexander Hodge as well, back there in the 5th place. When it comes to that championship top 10, they are making the right calls, doing what they need to, because that's what it's all about. Dalton Wicker in the 17 coming your way down pit road, Jeremy.
Corey Dank last lap. Dalton Wicker this lap. Tiny Toes tiptoeing their way down pit road. And that's it. I do believe this time everybody else is...
Look at that paint job. Where are we at?
I see it. I see it.
There you go.
17, the number 17 looks great, right? I'm just kidding. I see the cards.
Absolutely. I love when drivers do themed stuff like that at tracks, Jeremy. We talked about it at the Global Racing League Truck Series. You know, we had team trucks when we went to Kansas, did Wizard of Oz, and then we went to Vegas, and it was all, you know, gambling themed. We went to Talladega, and they did Talladega Nights. You know, it was, I love themed cars like that. I love when drivers have fun. Gino Morrow down pit road right now.
I want you to go back. That's your race leader. And I don't want to take away from your race leader coming down pit road. Can we go back to the 17's paint scheme? The more you look at, the more Easter eggs you find. Look at the cards. They're not just king and queen. It's KD for Corey Dank, and then DW for
Dalton Wicker. Yep.
It's like you see the Easter egg there, the poker chip surrounding the logo just in front of the rear tire. There's just a couple of Easter eggs in there. It's really well done.
It is. It is very well done. And my thing is going taking a look. Oh, well, Corey Dank just has a white car for us. He doesn't have anything right now.
All the talent was used on the 17's car, let me tell you.
Oh, what we got going on here?
What
wide. Happened to the 24 coming in pit road?
Oh, no.
No. Oh, that is so detrimental. He's going to lose so much time. Oh, no.
Oh, he hit the cone.
No. Jeremy, no. Why? Oh. That's a 40-second hold.
Potential race winner no longer in the picture of winning this race at all unless there is a caution. 24, the 40-second hold.
And there he is, getting that 40-second hold. Jeremy, and I know, folks, I know it's easier said than done. I really do. When you're in the heat of the moment, stuff is happening so fast, it's really tough. You know, and it's easier for us up in the booth to sit here because we can break it down a lot more different. We've got the big picture. At that point in time, the second he realized that he wasn't going to make it because he had the front tires locked up, he should have sat here and let off the brakes, slapped the sequential up a couple gears, and just went around one more time. He would have lost a lot less ground on the track that way. But like I said, it's easy for us to say it up here, Jeremy, because we're sitting up here in the booth. We're calling the action. That's our job. That's what we're supposed to be doing. You know, when you're in the driver's seat, it's so much harder, and you have so little time to make big-time decisions like that. And sometimes it just kind of bites you.
Yep. It's really unfortunate. I hate to see it, man, for Jack Simpson, but I see Dwayne Furtick on pit road. You saw Kane, I think Kane Lee's coming down pit road, or was. There he is. He's
Richie
coming
Coy's
down
on.
now.
Cogswell.
The number 8, Michael Carter, he just left. Here's Cogswell. You got Adam Boughton, who spun out a little bit earlier on. He's on pit road this time. And that number 94 was in second place, Dustin. So he's rotated to the lead lap. He's just on the very late end of the pit sequence because he has the fresh set of tires compared to everybody else from that spin out.
That is correct. And right now, once they cycle around, that's going to put the 71 of Gino Morrow back in the lead, and that's going to put the 83 of Brandon Gagnon running P2. And my thing is how long? So Brandon is doing the short pit sequence along with Bob Fitzpatrick Jr. Those both of those drivers coming in right now at 14 laps since Brandon's last pit stop, 15 since Fitzpatrick Jr.'s last pit stop. So they're trying that short pit game.
They're trying it. I mean, the way Brandon Gagnon's sitting on the point standings right now, coming into this race, he needs to earn 65 points in 2 races. So if you can get yourself a winner, a top 3, you trying everything you can. He's right on that edge of being basically virtually out. So he's doing what he can, trying what he can, because that's the only thing you can do, right? Is just when you have no options left, you just put all the cards on the table, right, Dusty? Push all the chips and you say you're all in. Is that what you're doing here at Las Vegas?
That's what you got to do. I mean, you've got this race and then next week, and that's it. So at this point in time, like you said, it's time to push all the chips to the center, say all in, and ride your hand and hope for the best at that point in time, you know. And I love the call. I love, you know, drivers trying to pull out everything they can, you know, any you know, tricks that they have up their sleeves. I love it, and that's why I love just the atmosphere of Las Vegas Motor Speedway.
It's on a bucket list for me to go to, absolutely, here. And based off the lap time, or the laps when they pitted, Dustin, they're going to have to come down pit road one more time, I believe, unless they got global sim racing drivers out here trying to save fuel. We're only on lap 77. We have, it's just under 60 laps to go in the Whitewater Express 200. And things have cycled out. Look at the lead that Gino Mero has accumulated through this round of pit stops. He's got a 2.5 second lead over second place Brandon Gagnon, which I know he's on a slightly different strategy. You have Gage Wenzel, who's inherited third. He's 4.5 back. Bob Fitzpatrick, your points leader's 5.2 seconds back. So Gino, I thought Richie had a great pit stop, but he fell back to 6.5 seconds. Gino Mero's had a really good sequence of pit stops here.
He really did too. You know, I would love to just go back and see his pit stop and how, you know, what he did differently than some of these other drivers, because to come out with that much of a lead is just crazy.
He pitted on lap 69. If you rotate to the 19, he came down on 73. It's only a 4-lap difference, but I guess 6.5 seconds is the difference of 4 laps. Which you asked in the beginning of the show, Dustin, what's the tire wear look like on the Gen 7s? Well, 4 laps is 6 seconds. Big difference here. You see the 71. That's a flawless stop into the box. But you really make your difference entering pit road, maximizing your brake effort, minimizing the time entering pit road will definitely save you. Plus, of course, not sliding the stall.
Yeah. I mean, it was a clean pit stop, and, you know, doesn't have to go that far out. One of the big things is that flat pit road, or that flat apron going, you know, around turns 1 and 2, you know, maintaining speed. And it looks like he carried a lot more speed coming off a pit road like that. And I'm wondering if, you know, his pit entry along with the pit exit, if that's not what the deal breaker was on that. Because it was, I mean, he has gained so much time right now. Like right now, we'll bring up the track map presented by iRacing iFly. He is coming he's halfway down the backstretch. You look at the track map, the little green circles around the first place car. That is the 71 of Gino Mero. We're going to sit here and cycle to Brandon Gagnon. So right at the start-finish line is Gino right now. Brandon, when that happens, just coming out of turn 4. So he's got that entire distance there that he has made up. Gino's already off into... He's already out of 2 right now. I mean, he's got an entire corner's lead at this point in time. In second place, just changed hands to the 36 of Gage Wenzel. So Brandon Gagnon's now going to drop back to P3.
Check this out. I mentioned Richie as the example earlier, and I'm going to do it again. He pitted 4 laps after Gino. Richie, when he came off pit road, was 6.3 seconds back. Last time by, Richie's already 7 seconds out. So he's losing ground to the guy who has older tires. That just shows you the speed the 71 is carrying. Now, he flipped the coin to the second place car now, Gage Wenzel. He came down pit road only 2 laps after your race leader. And he's on a mission. He's gained over a second of time. And he has a strong chance to maybe get to Gino. It's going to take a lot of tire wear to actually fully get to the 71. But this is going to be a fun little story to keep an eye on as the 36 is continuing to slowly get closer and closer to the race leader.
Yeah, and that makes me wonder, Jeremy, if some of these drivers aren't playing the long game, like Richie Coy, maybe even like Brandon Gagnon. I mean, he's on older tires anyway, but playing that long game, Richie's not really gaining on the 71, but I mean, the 71's out there putting down some pretty fast laps, as is the 36, the Gage Wenzel. So their tires, I mean, we've seen both of those drivers there before the last pit stop. Their cars were super loose with as hard as they were running. So maybe some of these drivers are trying to bank on them burning their stuff up. And these other drivers that maybe played the patient game will have a little bit of extra. Because, Jeremy, like we always say, catching a driver is one thing. Passing them is a completely different category. So maybe they're kind of hoping they're going to have a little bit extra to make that passing portion of it that much easier.
Speaking of passing, and speaking of easy, Brandon Gagnon just giving Richie Coy the entire track. Quickly passes him, so he's going to move the 19 up to P3, 83. Drops to 4th. Alexander Hodge there in P5. He's going to be quick to the inside, as we've already said that Brandon's on a different tire strategy, so it's no surprise he's quickly dropping back. He's going to be one of the first cars to find himself down pit road for his final green flag stop, probably in the next 20 laps, I would imagine.
Yeah.
But, go ahead.
No, I was agreeing with you. I would say probably in the next 20 laps, definitely.
Okay, and then I'm going to shout out a series partner. You see him right now in the upper right-hand corner of your screen. Waterford Concepts LLC is the leader in engineering, 3D printing, 3D scanning, and composite manufacturing. Focused primarily on automotive, RCN, motorsport. Waterford Concepts is your shop to make ideas a reality. And find them at Facebook at facebook.com/Waterford Concepts today.
Gotta give a shout out to Tomato Tom NC. Let's go. It's Bodine time number 83. I'm going to take a stab in the dark and say that might be Mr. Thomas Pope there, always shouting out Mr. Brandon Bodine, as he calls him. So thanks again for the shout outs there. And Went Racing asked what some of the I ratings are for some of these drivers, Jeremy.
That is an excellent question. I can pull that information and I can let you know what that looks like. So quickly load this page here on my end because we can do this in real time. I rating. Okay, so Gino Mero, your race leader, is also your highest I rating in the whole field. 4501. That is your highest running driver right now. The next highest is Bob Fitzpatrick in the 3, and he's at a 4303. And then Brandon Gagnon's at a 4147. And just to bring to the low end of the spectrum to kind of set the average for you, some of the lower guys like Jerry Culver, he's a 1920. Christopher James in the 21, he's a 1786.
Oh! Man, just what's the sheer luck that you sit here and, talking about I rating, we pan over to the 21 of Christopher James and he dirt slides it out of 4.
That means he's got a higher I rating on the dirt oval side. That's what that entails.
My man.
Only guessing, He knows how to turn right like Lightning McQueen on an asphalt track and get her done. But yeah, that's about your average. It's about mid 2s, low 3s. It's probably a good solid number to go with on that notion. So that hopefully that answers your question there. And if you have more questions, I've seen 20 consecutive viewers on this YouTube side for probably 90% of this race since the drop of the green flag about an hour ago. So if you have any other questions, shout outs, gripes, things that I could do better, things that Dustin, you can just compliment him on because perfection. Either way, fill up the chat.
Shut up.
I have to scroll already. Let me scroll some more.
Oh man. So yeah, the average I rating I probably put it about 2,500 right now between your highest and lowest. So I mean, there's a mixed bag of I rating in here, but I mean, you've seen the level of racing that these guys bring. I mean, they're all racing hard. There's been side by side racing between every single driver here. It's been super clean, super fun. So it's fantastic. So, but yeah, like Jeremy said, I mean, we love interacting with all of you viewers. We love each and every one of you guys. We appreciate you guys joining us tonight for the Whitewater Express 200 here with the RSR BestOne Cup Series. So shout it out. We love having conversations. It makes the racing fun. It brings you guys into the entire broadcast. And again, all of our broadcasts can be rewatched on YouTube or Facebook. So you will forever be locked into a Nerd TV broadcast.
Nick Alford jumped into our session just to tell us our strength of field.
2.7. I said 2,500, 2,600. I was close. That was a guesstimation.
There you go. I was on the high ball. So I said high 2, low 3, and it's definitely a mid to upper 2. So there you go. Thank you, Nick Alford, for that piece of information there. These are still 20 live. We're gonna take a couple minutes to thank our sponsors one last time through a quick commercial break. We'll be right back. Back to full screen action here, coming back live. Perfect timing. Your race lead under threat here. Gino Mero on the 71, leading the most laps tonight for the Whitewater Express 200. He's under fire. He's lost that big lead. As he gets loose really bad in front of Richie Coy. He goes to the inside. Lead change. And for the 12th time amongst 6 drivers, we've got a new leader yet again. And for the 3rd time tonight, it's going to be the 19 of Richie Coy, who's Christopher James on the fresh set of tires a lap down. Got really close to Richie. I thought he was going to get him aero loose possibly off a turn forward. Goes to the top now to make the pass happen here. But that's it. 19 back to the point. Gage Wenzel is trekking, or he was trekking, came down pit road actually. He dipped down. Gino Mero's calling pit road this time too.
Gino Mero, Alexander Hodge, Jonathan Cogswell, all down pit road. You said Gino Mero calling for pit road. Not this time by, because he stays out. So it looks like it's going to be next time by.
All right. They bluffed me, Dustin. I called the bluff. Speaking of Vegas.
I was about to say, we are in Vegas. Who's calling it? Who's bluffing?
He said, I'm coming down pit road on the microphone, and he did not come down pit road.
And he's not this time either.
Okie dokie.
Oh,
Making me look like a fool up here.
He played the big bluff game there for sure. It's I don't know. Maybe his mindset is he's going to come down when Richie Coy comes down. Maybe he doesn't want to have that chance of being tracked down like Richie Coy just got done doing. So, but the thing is if he keeps getting loose like he did off of turn 2 like that, Jeremy, I mean that's not going to bode well. I'd have to say he's much lower this time. Is he coming in this time here? Looks like he's slowing down. I think we might have a winner this time. Gino Mero, 2nd place down pit road.
He had to. He has to undercut the 19. He has to. And look, right now we have 26 laps to go.
Richie has to come in this time. This time.
Yeah.
He has to.
That's absolutely true. There's no other option. You have to. Because, 1, Gino's has a really strong short run car. 2, there's only a short run left in this race. We're going to have 25 laps to go next time by.
And I think
so
he's
it's
listening.
Not a full fill run. Yep, there it is.
Oh, wide. Back it down. Woo!
Still got it. All right. Well, that's how you get her done, boys.
That's how you get her done. That was a very hot pit entry, but he brought it down. He knew he was going to have to maximize it because he's seen what Gino did on the last green flag pit stop. Wow. So this is going to get interesting between the 19 and the 71, but right now that puts the 8 of Michael Carter up front, leading the way. 25 laps to go, Jeremy. Michael Carter has been on that set of tires 39, but he's coming down this time. That is going to put Adam Boughton, your 2nd place car, will take over the lead, but he's been on his tires 37 laps, so he has to hit pit road.
Yep, he sure does there. So he's still cycling through. I got a question. What happened to Jerry Culver? Well, he is nowhere near the front. 20th place, 1 lap down, and he had a slow pit stop. He had a wall contact the lap prior. It slowed him down just a little bit. Outside of that, I think it's just pure speed from the 13. Just not comfortable with the car this evening. Hopefully that answers that question. There's a little gaggle with some other drivers around him. There's Adam Boughton on your screen. Bob Fitzpatrick, Kane. I was going to say Kane Lee. It's Kevin Ruff. These 3 guys in the playoff hunt here as they go past the outside of the 94 in turn 1 and turn 2.
They get their lap
that
back
is your
the hard
race
way.
leader. Yep, getting them back the hard way. 94. He's got a lap led. You got to come down pit road still.
He has to.
Right? His last lap on pit road was back on 74. So there's no way he is making it. So you've logged your laps, sir. I think it's time to find pit road this time by.
Yeah, he's losing a lot of time on there. Kane Lee currently. Once everybody comes down for pit, Kane Lee, still another one that has to come down. Gage Wenzel will actually be, and there's your battle right there. That will be your race leader. Once all the drivers that still need to pit come down pit road. He's got the freshest tires out of your current top 3. And then next will be Gino Morrow right there. But look at this. Richie Coy much closer on this green flag pit stop than the last one to try to track it down. So, Jeremy, we could be gearing up to see an amazing battle between the 36 of Wenzel, the 71 of Merrow, and the 19 of Coy before this night is done. 21 laps to go, and the Whitewater Express Car Wash 200.
We saw what speed Richie Coy can carry on 4 laps fresher tires. What can he do with 1 lap fresher tires over the 71? That'll be the true story to see who wins out of those 2 cars. But the 36 Gage Wenzel, this guy with the early pit, he's got himself a nice lead right now at the line. He's at a 1.2 second advantage over Gino Merrow. And then a little contact there from Sheffield, trying to go really wide for the 36. Cannot get him clear. He's going to choke up that entrance and slow down his lap this time. Gino Merrow, Richie Coy, they're separated by 1.2 seconds as well last lap. So nice even spread here through the top 3. Can Gage Wenzel pull this one out of the hat here at Las Vegas with the undercut?
And that's the question that everybody has. Kane Lee finally coming down pit road. We knew he had to. Adam Boughton down pit road as well. So Gage Wenzel will take up the top spot on the mantle with 18 laps to go in the Whitewater Express 200. Now, Jeremy, out of the top 3, 2 of them are in your top 10 championship running. That is your race leader, the 36 of Gage Wenzel, and your third place driver, the 19 of Richie Coy. If you want to talk about championship drivers, you go back to 4th place. Alexander Hodge is in the running. He is within striking distance of the 19 as well. And then in 5th place, Brandon Gagnon also. So if you look at it, 4 out of your top 5 are championship contenders going for the title right now.
And it always seems to work that way toward the end of the season, where you get all the top guys all running nose to tail. As Gino Merrow I don't know if you noticed last lap on the backstretch, passing Michael Sheffield, for no reason at all, got stupid close to the one's front bumper as he pulled in front of him on the middle of the straightaway. Almost clipped himself into the wall. Really surprised there wasn't contact, but needless to say, we're still green. He's still clear of any damage. And 16 laps to go for this race. So about 35 miles or so. No, sorry, 25 miles or so. And then we're going to get this thing all wrapped up here at the line, though. Half a second separates Gage Wenzel and Gino Merrow. So this battle for first place is really coming down. Probably the next 5 laps, you're going to see them side by side.
No, not even 5 laps. I'm going to call it probably about the next 2 to 3. 3 at most, because right now Gino is coming. He's hunting. He smells the lead again, but not if he bobbles a little bit going into turn 1 and then gets super loose out of 2. He's pushing it. Jeremy, I don't know if that is a good thing or not, because he's pushing it so hard he'll be able to catch him. But if he catches him and passes him, he's not going to have time to let those tires cool off, because Gage is not going to let up. So I don't know how this is going to affect the 71 of Gino Merrow by the time he catches him. And right now, Richie Coy and Alexander Hodge, they're just kind of riding back there. They're still within striking distance right now. Right there's your 2 leaders. They're riding on the roof cam of the 19 of Richie Coy. He can see them. And he knows that racing is going to start heating up. And once they start racing, that's just going to allow that 19 to slowly close in. But he'll be able to maintain his tires a lot better.
So here's my thing with Richie Coy. We are 13 laps to go, and Richie is holding 2 seconds back. Not really progressing. If he is holding back, he has to massively pick up his pace. And I mean, a good chunk of speed has to come out of the 19 to catch both guys and pass both of them, as they're now racing on half the track. Okay, they're almost side by side, so there's blockage of the lane. Of course, Gage is trying to get his first win of the season. He is going to do everything he can to keep the 71 at bay. at the line this time, though. Richie Coy, I said he needs to pick up that time. The 36 is mirror driving. Richie picked up 0.4 of a second. So that tells me in 4 laps he can get there at that pace. And he's loving this as Gage has to mirror drive. You see Gino going left, going right, getting blocked by Gage. Oh, no contact to the outside wall as Gino pushes the 36 up. And Richie's loving this even more now.
Oh, man.
More
Contact.
No, this is getting good right here.
Oh, and that's exactly what Richie was waiting on. He knows what's going on, but you can see how loose the 71 is right now. And now that he's in the lead, he's really going to be pushing it to try to get as much gap and distance as he possibly can. And look at that, all in the same frame now. Richie Coy, 10 laps to go, starts closing in on your second place and race leader. That's Gage Wenzel in the 36, chasing his first RSR Cup Series victory. Gino Morrow in the 71, chasing his third. And Richie Coy trying to secure a better championship position going into the final race. So a lot of moving parts right now, Jeremy.
Gage Wenzel hit the wall for turn 2, really allowed Richie Coy to get to the bottom, make that pass happen quickly and easily for the 19. 9 laps to go, and all that mirror driving and side-by-side contact racing just took Richie's lead from 2 seconds to nothing. And the benefit of the 19 is he did not have to put any extra effort into his racing line to make that happen. So now he's really carrying the fresher set of tires. The car is way more stable than the 71, who's just on edge all night long. And it's just probably this lap or next lap, and we're going to have yourself a new leader once more. Richie definitely sitting in the best spot possible.
Oh, yeah, and he really is. And, I mean, he knows it. He absolutely knows it right now. Like you said, he didn't have to use his tires up as much as the 71 did, catching the 36 and the racing that they did. And we know that Richie's a patient driver. And right there, a little bit, he packs a little air on the left rear of the 71. Bobble opens the door. 19 to the lead that lap, still side by side as they go off into turn 1. This is your battle for the race lead right now. Richie Coy clears the 71. Now the question is 7 laps to go. Does the 71 of Gino Morrow have anything left in the tank? And as we speak, does the 36 have anything left in the tank, Jeremy? He could have been back there just riding, cooling his tires off, too. What do these drivers have left for 6 more laps to figure out who is going to be crowned the Whitewater Express 200 race champion?
Well, based off of car security, that's the 19 of Richie Coy. My question is, does Gage Wenzel get back to Gino Morrow? Do we have some more contact? Not by intentionalness, but just by how close those cars have been for the most part this evening. And we saw their last exchange for the race lead, about 5 laps to go or so. But now 5 laps left remaining in this event. And it's clear as day to me the 19 is going to have it. Look at the difference. Gino is loose. Oh, the 88, Tony Ludi almost has a self-spin there off of turn 2. And he was loose in turn 3 a lap ago as well. So the 88's having some discomfort too.
Yeah, and that's not what the leaders want to see right now. I mean, they're in the heat of vehicular combat right now as far as trying to secure this, so that's not what they want to see. They just want to see open track so that they can duke it out 4 more laps around. This is what they're trying to do as they come off the corner right now. Looks like Tony Ludi going to stay up top, give Richie and the leaders the bottom lane veteran move. Not going to interfere with anything these guys are doing. But, Jeremy, I think you may have it. I think Richie playing that smart game. He is starting to gap right now. And you see he's put a gap on the 71 of Gino Morrow. And the racing is still super close, though. I mean, the 36 of Gage Wenzel still has a shot, depending on what happens. And if the 71 keeps getting loose, Gage could sneak into that P2 spot and secure him a higher position in the podium.
Yep, absolutely, certainly could. As these 3 are broken away. The fourth place car is 8.5 seconds back. Alexander Hodge, Michael Carter, speaking of which, black and green cars. Having a pretty
Both
close
monster
battle
cars.
themselves.
One's
Both monster. One's alcohol, one's regular. And looks like the 8's going to get the better exchange. He makes the pass. He's going to secure that. That's your fourth and fifth spot.
Yeah, fourth and fifth spot. So drivers trying to lock in anything that they possibly can. But as it sits right now, you see Richie Coy on the inside of the 21 of Christopher James. 2 laps to go. Elevated Esport Racing, 1 to go. This time by Jeremy. 4 more corners. That's all Richie has. 4 more corners to have a rebound race to try to put himself back in top contention for that. And you see the 71 of Gino Mero get super loose, but he's able to hold on to it, Jeremy. It looks like as long as everything works, the 71 of Mero may finish P2, Wenzel P3, but it is all going to be the lucky lemon. It brought some luck to Richie Coy tonight. He will bring home the race victory here for the Whitewater Express 200 at Las Vegas.
Jackpot 777s for the 19 gets the checkered flag this evening with the strategy. And Dustin, this is exactly how we know Richie Coy. He might be fast sometimes on the short run, but the long run's his specialty. And yet again, he shows why he's the best of the best when it comes to fixed setup racing, long one strategies. Just has the speed, has the patience. And with a little bit of luck with the 71 and the 36 making contact, it's going to bring him a nice, easy victory here tonight.
Yeah, well, I don't know about easy. I mean, he had to time that right. Even you were getting worried on how far back he was with 10 laps to go. I mean, he had to time it right. The contact and the hard racing between the 71 of Mero and the 36 of Wenzel helped out. It helped him close in a lot more without burning his stuff up. So, I mean, a lot of cards had to fall in the right order to get the right hand tonight to get that winning royal flush hand. And in typical Richie Coy fashion, paying homage to the one and only Mr. Alan Kulwicki doing the Polish victory lap.
There we go. It's going to do that. And we're going to take our time to go over the unofficial results here for tonight's Whitewater Express 200. Richie Coy P1, Gino Mero second, Gage Wenzel in third. That's your podium top 3. Fourth place, Michael Carter. Fifth, Alexander Hodge. Sixth, Bob Fitzpatrick. Seventh place, Brandon Gagnon. Eighth, Jonathan Cogswell. Ninth, Kevin Ruff. And 10th place, Adam Boughton. 11th place, Timothy Watson. 12th, Dalton Wicker. 13th will be Corey Denk. 14th, and the last place car on the lead lap is Dwayne Furtick. 15th on back, 1 lap down or more. That'll be Christopher James, Michael Sheffield, Tony Ludi, Kane Lee, Jerry Culver, Robert Fitzpatrick Sr., Jack Simpson, and Nick Alford is your 22 cars that finished tonight's race. No DNFs here this evening. We're going to jump to full screen commercial, wait for our top 3, and we will be right back. And welcome to the Martin Sports Post Race Show. We got our top two of our three gathered up here. Still waiting on Gino Mero in the 71, but in the meantime, we're going to bring in our third place finisher tonight. Driver the number 36, Gage Wenzel. Man, congrats on P3.
Yeah, thank you, man. Thought I had it there. But yeah, really great run again tonight. Felt really fast.
Yeah, you definitely tried the undercut there toward the end. I thought it might have worked. I knew it was going to be a tough one to do. And then you and Gino put on one hell of a battle there for the lead. And so I know that kind of helped Richie catch you guys there. Do you think that was the difference between maybe second or third place?
I think there's a difference between the win. I mean, off of four there when I got in the fence a bit, out of shape, when he went to my inside. I don't know if he touched me or not. I think he did. That just, yeah, brought him back into play, and that hurt my tires even more. So I couldn't hold it back on that outside. So I think that was the difference. But all in all, a good night.
Yeah, very good night for sure. Very clean race for you this evening. So kind of just walk us through the night, the planning, the preparation to get third to place, because it looked like your car just carried a lot of speed. You and your team really did a phenomenal job tonight.
Yeah, I mean, Jack again knows how to set up the little setup we can do. And this thing was really good in the long run. That first run, me and Richie ran him, Gino and Jack down, and uh, I felt like I was just probably the second best car in the long run, and uh, we just really did a great job in practice, learning the tire wear, and spotter made good calls and pit calls. So yeah, all around great execution from everyone.
Yeah, and it really was really good execution. I mean, it's your team, you and Jack Simpson. Were both super strong tonight. If it wasn't for that unsafe pit entry that bit Jack there midway through the race, it was very unfortunate. But I mean, you guys definitely had speed. It was definitely there. So how is that going to transition to next week's championship race? What can we expect out of that 36 and 24 camp?
Well, I'm hoping a dub. I mean, I feel like all these playoffs, me and Jack's just been hitting nipped on pit road, but we've been so quick. I mean, I don't think we finished outside the top 10 in my part all playoffs. Just execution again next week and bringing confidence, not going in over our heads is what we got to do to have a shot at it there. But yeah,
All right, man. Well, congrats again. We'll see you 1 week from tonight for the season finale. Best of luck to you then. But who would you like to thank before we let you go?
yeah, I want to thank Tom's Tasty Taters, 213 Simware, my little sister Peyton, she cheers me on all the time, and my whole family. Thank you guys in the booth as well. Thank you for having me.
There you go, man. Yep. You're very welcome, and we'll see you next week.
Thank you, sir.
That was 36, Gage Wenzel there. Great run from his team. Jack, of course, had that pit penalty and kind of ended his night as far as a chase for the top three. But either way, we're going to rotate now to our second place finisher, Gino Mero in the 71. Popcorn Gino. Gino, congrats on P2.
Thank you.
I called you Popcorn Gino because you had some internet popcorn in and out. Plus, your sponsor is Smart Food Popcorn, so it just made too much sense. And Dustin said you were spreading kernels all over the place. We had some fun with it nonetheless. But man, you had such a strong car. You led this race in 5 different occasions. The most time led on the track in total, and the most lead changes belong to you. So, how did you plan for tonight's race?
Vegas is one of my favorite tracks. I love when the sun's a little bit out, just so you're working both right side tires. Qualifying definitely didn't go well, but luckily today I didn't have work, so I don't have to have 7 minutes of practice and, kind of stuck until mid race until I figure it out. But track was good. The spotting was good for my buddy Seth, same guy that spotted for me from Watkins. But track felt fine. The middle lane was really it in 3 and 4, but Richie was really making that bottom work. And I really do struggle when it gets somewhat cold. It's like, when it's above 85 degrees, you can really go anywhere. It feels like you're on rubber. When it goes below, about 82 to 70 range, so 78 something, it really turns into you're a rail car and you're on rails and you really just choose a lane. And if you pit before 1 lap before a guy, it really kills your stuff. It just feels like concrete, like Nashville and all those other tracks, but still a good show.
Yeah, it really was. You and Gage at the very end, hell of a job just putting on a show for the virtual crowd out there tonight and for the guys on YouTube watching. Plus Michelle Rittenberry, can't forget about her. But hey, how tired are you too, man? That car, I think you were the loosest car out there in the whole field. It feel like all 135 laps you were just on edge. So how you feeling after that race?
Well, the room temp's about the same as my old temp, so pretty hot and pretty tired. Just I kept driving it into the corner a bit hard. I was like going 170, 178. But there was just for me, I didn't really feel like I needed to lift. It's really that vague point when it's so cold on track 2. You're supposed to do this, but you have the coldness and the grip to do this, and I was doing the latter, so yeah, definitely working it up. And I knew Richie was on his way when I got past Gage. And I just I really couldn't try to just sit there. I tried to park the bus on him about 3 times and almost wrecked myself. So I was like, all right, I'll try to follow in behind him, and just got tight and loose and more loose.
Yeah, well, 10-4 on that. Loose was your game for sure. And time to cool down, man. But before you do, who would you like to shout out before we let you go?
I'd like to shout out Chimera Creative for sponsoring this car. Unfortunately, my internet, at least with this league, I don't know why, it's really only this league, um, popcorning in and out, so fitting sponsor and fitting name. But big thank you to Chimera Creative for making this car. Big thank you to Seth for spotting me and giving me the strategy calls and telling me how sideways I am each lap. And big thank you to the league for putting on an amazing show and all the drivers for keeping it clean.
I can imagine the call from Seth is like, "All right, you're 10 degrees this time. All right, you're 12 degrees this time. You did a very good job.
Yeah,
You held it within 6 degrees. Keep it up." I can imagine that.
yeah. Yeah, he said something. He was just like, "Okay, you're tracking pretty good here." And then 3 and 4, I'm sideways, and I'm like, "Duct tape on lips, please. I need to hold this lead."
All right, man. Well, congrats once more. Season finale next week. We'll see you there. Good luck to you, and maybe we'll talk to you once more.
Yes, sir. See you then.
All right. Yeah, man. Just a quick shout out before we get to Richie Coy. I didn't announce we didn't have a time for Oakley visor cam, Dustin. So I got my glasses on. You got yours coming, I think, next week in the mail. So it'd be kind of cool to see the season finale with yours on. So Oakley.com if you wanted to.
We'll see. We'll
Get
see
those
once
on.
they get in. I've been waiting patiently. I'm super excited about it. So blue light filtering, especially for what we do here, gonna be nice.
Absolutely. That's what I'm rocking right now. And now I got that out of the way. I wanted to get that shout out, but we never had opportunity. There's so much good racing. So Richie Coy, I'm going to be back in Victory Lane once more for the Martin Sports Victory Lane here. And Richie Coy in the 19. Man, oh man, that car needs to be on the track every week. Lucky Lemon, bringing you
'Cause it's so
here at
lucky.
Victory Lane, Las Vegas. What's up, man? Congrats.
What's up, nerds? It's been a while. I'm looking around. I'm trying to see if I recognize the place.
We still got
it's
your
been a
chair
while.
in here, my man. It's in the corner. We still got it.
But yeah, Lucky Lemon, baby. How about that?
Beautiful
what-
paint job.
Thank you, thank you. What a race, huh?
Very good race. Different calls, of course. It seems that RSR toward the back half of the year has always been multiple amounts of strategy calls being made, and you, very classic Richie, lag back in the beginning and then just destroy him on the long run. Clearly, that was your game plan tonight. How much practice did you get here on the fixed setup side for tonight's race?
Oh, about an hour and a half before the race. But I ran last night. So I ran, I ran last night, even though it was an open set last night. The you ran the track almost exactly the same as I did last night. So the practice from last night helped for tonight as well. The setup tonight was a tad bit tighter, and then it would snap loose if you went too early, too quick. So I just did the same thing. I just put my little timing gauge up there, and it was all right, 34, 30.4, 30.4. I just keep doing 30.4, and I knew if I kept doing that all the guys that ran away would eventually come back, and if we didn't get any yellows, which we didn't, that was the strategy for tonight until the last pit stop. The last pit stop, I pitted almost as soon after they did because I couldn't do that at that particular point because they were going to get too far out ahead. So I had to actually boogie there at the end to try to catch them, and then when they got racing, that helped me catch them and probably wore off their tires a little bit more. So yeah, it all worked out. Lucky lemon.
Hey, you know what? Don't let Jeremy fool you, okay? You had him worried at 10 laps to go. He's like, if Richie's going to be holding back, man, he's going to need to start picking the pace up now. You had him worried.
It's true.
Well, I mean, even at the end, the stint. So instead of doing 30.4s, I'm like, all right, let's do 30.2s, 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 because I didn't want to, I didn't want to. I know I had a lap to two advantage on him, and I didn't want to blow that trying to catch him by overstretching that tire. And when Gino caught Gage and they started going down the backstretch banging on each other, I'm like, oh boy, here we go.
And that's in a good notation saying, hey, this is my time here. Yeah, I was worried. I was like, he's got to pick up the pace a lot. And then they just gave it to you. You picked up the whole second in 2 laps, basically, because they touched, I think, 5 times in 2 laps, door-to-door action.
But I mean, they were racing. You can't fault them for that. They're racing for the win. You know, it is what it is. And then when I caught Gage, he bounced off the wall, and that gave me a whole run to be able to clear him going into 3, which was awesome.
Yeah, 100%. And even then, after the race, they were like, that's an amazing race. And I agree with that notion. But, man, you're going to be the points leader going into next week, the final race.
No pressure.
Yeah,
no pressure. Yeah, no pressure.
You and Kevin Ruff
Thanks,
are tied. You know what? You're welcome. You're absolutely welcome for that. But you have the 3 and the 99 to kind of worry about. Adam Boughton, he was in the mix. He finished 10th tonight. Going to be right on that edge of not being virtually accepted into the run. So it's basically a top 3 battle between you, Bob, and Kevin. So what do you think your opportunity is for next week?
Time will tell. I mean, everybody runs good at certain tracks, so I don't know how well they're going to run at the track. I don't know how well I'm going to run at the track, but we're going to go out. We're going to do what we normally do, and hopefully we can bring it back and, finish pretty good. And we're going to look to see if we can't take that championship home.
All right, man. Yeah. Well, the best of luck to you next week. We'll catch you next Tuesday. And any final shout outs before we let you go?
Got to thank Victory Fuel, Lucky Lemon for being on the car, Martin Sports, Phoenix PCs. To check out my YouTube channel at Richie Coy. Thanks to the Nerditudes and Nerd Motorsports, and thanks for you guys broadcasting. I actually can't wait to watch it back. It really did look like an entertaining race, so I can't wait to see it.
It was very entertaining. Vegas dust never lets down. We talked about it in the pre-race. It just never does. It's so good.
It is.
All right, man. Well, get some rest, and we'll see you next Tuesday.
All right. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Race winner, Richie Coy, kind of setting the standard for next week, Dustin. One more shot at it. Homestead, Miami, my second closest NASCAR track to me outside of Daytona. And it's going to be a fun one.
It is. It is going to be a fun one. Man, it all comes down. All comes down to one. Just one. We'll see how it is. Like you said, a battle for top 3. I mean, anything could happen, Jeremy. We've seen stuff happen. That's just it is just championship standing contention. Detrimental on that. Drivers have had good races, bad races. To have it all come down to this. Like Richie said, no pressure. Might have been a little sarcasm in there, but like he said, no pressure. There's pressure. Even though it's for sim racing and everything else, there's a lot riding on it. You know, they put in a lot of time. There's a lot riding on it up to this point.
There really is. There really is. And Richie trying to get his first RSR Cup Series championship. I know we've gotten to call his championships at FTSR, and that's what he was referring to yesterday's race. And so we've seen him do it there. Can he get it done here? That'll be 1 week from today, 9 p.m. Eastern, next Tuesday. You'll see the final race of the 2024 season for RSR. And Dustin, it's a great show. Appreciate you as always. But we're going to have Scott Martin take this thing out for our closing thank yous to our sponsors. You guys stay safe out there. We'll see you this Sunday for Global Sim Racing. Get your nerd on.
This presentation is brought to you in part by
Martin Sports. Get the apparel, look stylish, be badass with apparel from Martin Sports. martinsports.gg. iRacing iFlag. Must-have flag marshaling system for any aspiring sim racer. Get yours today at iracingiflag.com. Boomer button boxes. Total sim control at your fingertips. boomerbuttonboxes.com. If you race hard, then you need to rock hard.
And no station gets you harder than
iRock935.com. If you're a collector and that's your game, then Dusty Pete's, that's the name. DustyPete's.com.
Back when